Christian County Economic Development Corporation helps Taylorville, Pana, and other local communities establish and promote their industrial parks, providing constant communication with existing and prospective employers, helping to grow or attract businesses. Find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. You'll find those streams online on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or on YouTube at WTIM TV. I have Superintendent of Nokomis School District, Dr. Scott Dewar, here in studio. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Did you have a good summer?
We did have a good summer.
Yeah, good. Good to hear. Before we get into your summer, I want to briefly here address a drill that Nokomis School District is performing this weekend. Can you tell me a little bit about the details, what this drill will do and what it is and where?
Sure. So we are required to have intruder drills every year. Most of them are simplistic in nature, just to give the kids and teachers some idea of what happens if there is an intruder in the building. Every few years, however, we do a real live simulation drill. So our students are dismissed at noon on Friday for an early dismissal, and we will engage in a full-scale intruder drill. This is something that we have planned now for over 6 months with all of our local first responders. So we will have local police, county police, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, local fire, ambulance services, and a couple state agencies will even be down to where we simulate an actual intruder coming into the building. And then we simulate a 911 call, and then we simulate the police coming into the building to pursue and capture an intruder. And then we go as far as to make sure the teachers who are acting as teachers and or students in the building, they are ready to evacuate and then do reunification at our reunification location as according to our plans.
You said it yourself. Just to be very clear, though, the kids will not be present for
that
this
is correct.
drill.
No students will be present, except there are a few students that volunteer with the local ambulance service as junior EMTs. They will be present, and we've already received permission from their parents because it is very it's a very emotional type of afternoon.
Yes. Is there anything else that you'd like to add about this drill? And it's coming up Friday, right?
Yes, it'll be Friday afternoon. And really, this is a drill to maintain the safety of our school district and our students and our employees. So it's a learning experience for everyone. Plus, it also gives our first responders some training as well.
Well, tell me a little bit about some of the things that Nokomis School District did over the summer. I understand there's a lot of construction and improvement for a lot of school districts. What did your school district do?
Yeah, so about 6 years ago, we started a renovation process. And I don't even know what phase we're on right now. But this summer, we completed the high school where the second and third floors were completely renovated. The classrooms were torn out and redone. We're putting all new windows and doors in the building. And then also the kitchen at the North Elementary School was completely renovated. So, our buildings are aging, just like everyone's, but we found that this is a cheaper, more efficient way to maintain our buildings through renovations rather than going to referendum and building new buildings, right? So it saves taxpayers a lot of money, but it maintains the integrity and the structural integrity of our buildings.
What are some of the things that you're most excited for at the high school in terms of what you've done with construction?
Well, I think this gives the kids a very positive learning environment for them to go in and see, new floors and new types of lighting. And we were able to put more of a central air type of HVAC system in. But, we also increased the use of technology in our buildings. So we hope to see that kids are being able to be engaged in the learning process because we know through research that is the best way to learn.
What kind of things are you hoping to see with all the new technology that you're
No,
introducing?
we try to get kids to critically think about content and subject matter. So by using technology, they're able to explore and dig deeper into content or specific skills. But we also want them to be able to create, right? That's a form of higher learning order. So if they're able to go in and use technology to create presentations or create a product of some kind, we feel that is part of the STEM process, and that's part of a better learning experience.
Anything else that you'd like to say about the renovations to the high school?
No, we're about done with the high school. We got one more section to do, and then we'll finish up the grade school. We have a couple floors on the grade school to do. We hope to do that in about 2 or 3 years, and then our buildings will be set and ready to go.
If you could characterize where you are in this renovation project, you mentioned it started about 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? Where are you right now? Middle, end?
No, we're running towards the end because in 2002 the district did put on 2 additions to both buildings, so we're not having to do a lot with those buildings because they're just now 20 years old. So we're just kind of touching those things up and making sure the roofs are stable. But we're going into those older buildings and making a better use of them, and making them more of a positive learning environment. Extending our lab processes so kids can get in and actually use their hands to learn.
You mentioned the renovation of a kitchen to one of the elementary schools. May I ask why?
It was needed.
Simply put,
it was out of date. We had renovated the high school kitchen last summer, and basically because we do offer the community food program where every kid is able to get a free breakfast and a lunch. We've seen an increase, obviously, of the number of kids eating. So we needed more space. We needed more equipment, and we needed more efficient serving lines.
Anything else that you'd like to say about renovations to any of the buildings in your school district?
I think they're going well, and I think the community loves seeing the freshness of the buildings.
Speaking of the community, I'm sure they're real excited to see Nokomis football return.
They are. We had a nice turnout last Friday night when we played Stark County, and unfortunately it didn't end our way. But I think the boys learned some valuable lessons on the field, and they'll come out this Friday night just as strong as ever.
You can never count Nokomis football out. Seriously.
Absolutely not.
I learned that against the Central A&M during the playoffs last season.
Right.
I believe the Raiders were up, but Nokomis gave them a run for their money throughout. So
correct.
Never can count out Nokomis football or any of their athletics. What else are you excited about for
the volleyball team is doing a wonderful job this year. They've started out strong, and the girls are playing their hearts out. We got a lot of returning seniors this year, and I was watching their game last night, and they can put that ball down pretty good. I was very proud of some of the things that I saw from them playing. And even our junior high teams, our baseball and softball teams, are doing good this year, and we're looking forward to a continued success as we move forward with boys and girls basketball.
Do you guys offer golf or cross country in the fall?
We offer golf. We co-op golf with Ramsey.
Okay.
So in fact, one of our students who plays with the Ramsey golf team just got an award the other night for her excellent playing. So, and we co-op soccer with Panhandle. So, we try to give all kinds of opportunities for kids.
As well as you can as a small school district. You're
Absolutely.
trying to get them out wherever they can. What can you say about the partnerships that you have with some of the other school districts to allow those opportunities?
Oh, man, we do a lot of partnerships. In fact, I was just in a meeting yesterday where we're doing the vocational partnership through the Montgomery County Consortium. We offer a wide variety of vocational programs for our students throughout the entire county, and all 4 school districts then share the cost of that as well as the programming. So, for instance, Nokomis offers 2 of the vocationals through the consortium. One is through the culinary arts, and one is through the education consortium. So we will be putting into place next school year a construction management vocational program for kids.
That sounds very exciting. I want to touch on that a little bit more here, but first we have to take a short break. That is Nokomis Superintendent Dr. Scott Dewar here on the WTIM Morning Show. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first.
WTIM.
This is a station editorial. I'm Randall J. Miller, station president. The word inflation is one we hear practically every day in the news. And of course, both political parties are blaming each other for it. Truth is, no matter where you go or what you buy, you're feeling its effects. I want to delve into the why we have the inflation rate at plus or minus 10% over the past year. It's simple economics, capitalism, and the marketplace. Reason number one of two. When both parties pass legislation borrowing or printing over $2 trillion, that's trillion with a T, dollars to pass out, claiming the country needed it in 2021 despite the signs the economy was doing okay, that's going to cause inflation and a lot of it. Reason number two of two. When politicians shut off the domestic oil spigot because the majority party is realizing that instead of having 4 years to pass their green agenda, they now have less than 3 months, they've got to stop anything that'll increase domestic oil supply and more, begin ramping down anything that burns fossil fuel. The problem is when you shut down increased production of fossil fuels that still power homes, businesses, and factories, you can't ramp up the green agenda to generate power fast enough. Wind and solar aren't being built quick enough to replace the fossil fuels the majority party are shutting down. That's why one of my transmitter side power bills last month went from $1,200 to over $3,100. Ouch. Well, there you have it. Simple economics, capitalism, and the marketplace. And when politicians tamper with it, it turns into a mess and is hitting our pocketbooks and will continue to do so for quite a while. When the marketplace is left alone without any tampering by the government, it works pretty well. When government, whether it's federal or state, does tamper with it, you and I will be paying more for our energy, goods, and services for a long time. That's our opinion. We welcome yours. Our email address is editorial@randyradio.com.
Right now at Just Beds, save up to $800 on luxury Chatham & Wells mattress sets during the nationwide factory-authorized closeout sale. Chatham & Wells features ultra-heavy 13-gauge pocketed coils, extra-firm edge support, button tufting, and latex for longevity and comfort. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity as these mattresses are currently at their lowest price ever. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away. See the On Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale in Springfield.
Just Beds.
Computer Techniques, also known as CTI, is bringing fiber internet to local homes and businesses. For lag-free internet with speeds up to 1 gig, find out more by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Westervelt Mutual Insurance insured our family farm since before I was born, and now they cover our house and town as well. Find an agent near you by clicking on their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station. WTIM.
Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. I'm here in studio with Superintendent of Nokomis School District, Dr. Scott Dewar. Before you went to break, we're talking a little bit about some of the vocational programs the Nokomis School District has to offer. Briefly here, Dr. Dewar, if you wouldn't mind just kind of giving the overview that you gave heading into break. What kind of partnerships are you guys working on?
Sure. So, currently in-house, we have 4 vocational programs. We have a culinary arts, we have a technology and business, and then we have an ag teacher. In fact, we have 2 ag teachers because our ag program is so big. And then we also do the education framework. But throughout the last couple years, we have partnered with Hillsborough, Panhandle, and Litchfield to form the Montgomery County Consortium, and we're working on creating a new workforce building in Litchfield. So this building will allow us to offer a wider variety of vocational programs, such as automotive care. We will beginning in 2023, 2024, a new construction management program where students will be able to earn up to 30 credit hours of college credit plus an apprenticeship with the local union. So it's a great opportunity for kids to go right into the workforce. And then if they want to continue their education, they can move on to an associate's for construction management. We will do a big ag program as well in our consortium, as well as continue with our CEO program, what we've had for many, many years. And then we will offer things like the education cohort, where we're getting kids interested in going into becoming teachers. And we kind of expand that program to other high schools in the area as well. And then we also have the big nursing program that currently is housed in both Litchfield and Hillsborough, and hope to make those a permanent structure in our new workforce center in Litchfield. And more is coming down the road. We have lots of ideas, and hopefully we'll get the semi-truck driving school from Springfield into Litchfield. And this is all in cooperation with Lincoln Land Community College. So, they've been a great partner with us as well over the last several years. And, it's about giving kids opportunities. Mm-hmm. It's about giving kids tools that they need to be successful after high school, right? Because we know not all kids are going to college, right? College isn't for all kids. And kids want to get out into the workforce. If they don't go to the military, they want to get out and work and start earning a living and start their life, if you will. So by giving these kids the tools they need to be successful after high school, we're gonna have a 16 booth welding program. I have two former students of mine that went through the welding program at Nokomis and then through Lincoln Land here in Taylorville. They got a job, a year out of high school making almost $50,000 a year, mm-hmm. And more, because there's such a shortage of welders. So, it's a great opportunity for kids, and we hope they take advantage of it.
You said it yourself, college isn't for every kid. And I would argue, too, that some school districts have a greater need to fill those trades and those and all that. So what would you say is the need like in Nokomis School District to have all these programs? I'd imagine it's pretty great.
It is great. We do have a fair amount of our students who graduate that go to college and are very successful afterwards.
Of course.
But, we're an ag-based community, so we see a lot of kids go into the agriculture business, whether that be farming or business management or banking, things like that all has to do with agriculture, because it's a big realm. It covers a big scope of work throughout the community and throughout Montgomery County. So, some of these kids, love working with their hands. If they want to be a diesel mechanic, we can get them partway there, I think, this is all free to them. They should absolutely take advantage of those opportunities before, in my day, we didn't have those opportunities, obviously. So, giving kids opportunities to get out of high school and get a good paying job is key to the success of our community.
Backing up to the CEO program, that's the Montgomery County CEO program, I would imagine.
Yes.
Okay. What can you say about that program? How long have you guys had that? I know Shelby County, Christian County has a CEO program, but I must admit I'm a little unfamiliar with Montgomery County CEO program.
We've had this program now for probably 5 or 6 years. I know we had an opportunity to do Christian County CEO as well, because Nokomis is, partially in Christmas County, the school district is. But Nokomis usually has the most kids in that CEO program. We've seen several students go on to create businesses that they started as CEO members and be able to expand those to great opportunities for them. And so it's a great learning experience for them, learning, not only about business and entrepreneurship, but stocks and manufacturing and industry and all kinds of fun stuff. So, I see it as a very positive learning experience for our students.
Dr. Dewar, I appreciate you for taking time out of your day.
Thank you.
That's Dr. Scott Dewar, Superintendent of Nokomis School District, here on the WTIM Morning Show. Your stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. Back after this short break right here on WTIM, your information station.